Hello, hello. Today we're going to be talking about how we grow people. Are they influenced primarily by nature? Are they influenced primarily by their environment? Are they influenced by mom and dad? Or is there something else? So, for years and years and years, we looked at nature versus nurture. And in some old crime movies, you might see the discussion being something along the lines of, he was a bad kid from the minute he was born, kind of thing. And for years, we kind of accepted that because we wanted to believe that we could shape our kids into really respectable, successful adults, and that it didn't matter if their environment was terrible or not. So, what we look at here is the fact that humans are a much more complex being, and it's not just a matter of nature versus nurture, it's so much more than that. So, the current theory is the biopsychosocial model. And in this context, lifespan development is the product of the interactions of our biology, our psychology, and the social forces. So if you think about people who grow up in really bad circumstances, mom or dad may not be around, there may be economic issues, there may be learning issues, there may be addiction issues, yet they manage to keep themselves on track and get to college. So why can they succeed and somebody else cannot? So there's a lot going on, and things like coping skills, our ability to manage stress, can have a huge impact on who we become as humans. So, in a nutshell, the biology, psychology, and social influences make you who you are today, for better or for worse. So, biology doesn't just mean our genetics, because that's an easy one to think about, but also think about the biology of how we handle stress. Is there an indication that some of us have a genetic predisposition to certain illnesses? If your mom and dad have diabetes, it's a strong chance you'll have diabetes. If your mom or dad have addiction issues, you may have carried the gene for addiction potential. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with our biology, but also things like puberty, pregnancy, menopause. All of those affect who we are and how the world sees us. Our psychological forces include things like our personality. Do we use humor all the time? Or is it really more of deep, concentrated thought, that cognitive development, how we think? Are we likely to question things, or are we more likely to just accept them and move on? And finally, the social forces. And we cannot minimize the value and the importance of the social forces. Up until about age 7 or 8, your mom and dad and your direct family have the most influence. But after age 8 or 9, school and friends become the dominant impact. And that moves then into the media we watch. If we're sitting at home watching um, videos of people like Andrew Tate who tell us that women are horrible people and we shouldn't have anything to do with them except to make babies, that's going to change and warp how you see the world. So these things all form and are studied under the concept of lifespan psychology. So, what is lifespan psychology? It looks at behavioral patterns and trends that occur through a person's life, examining growth, change, and stability. And things like how we evolve as teenagers, the impact of our social peers on who we become, our quest for a life partner. All of these things can be studied and examined and look at trends. And again, what we see here is people, their experiences don't differ as much as we might think they do if we look at them in a broad concept. All of these things, when they are put together, lead to human lifespan psychology. And this is the point where we would say from beginning of birth, before birth, we're talking in utero, all the way up to death. That is studied to examine how we can improve certain things and how we can help people have better lives by being able to provide them with some sense of what's next and why things happen the way they do. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, leave me a comment, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.